Okay, so this video is going to be on how to negotiate and buy a new car. So this thread in the boggleheads.org forum is, I think, the best kind of advice for how to negotiate the purchase of a new car. And so Boggleheads in general is a forum on just personal finance, and it's a really good resource for just learning about how to do things in your financial life. And so I found this particular post to be really helpful and a good step by step on how to negotiate a new car purchase. And I will put the link in the video so that you can read it yourself and kind of follow along with all the reply posts, because there's 15 pages of kind of people's experience using this method. So it's worth kind of exploring. So let's just go through this step by step, and I'm gonna read it, most of it out to you, and we can discuss and see how to implement. So it says first, before you negotiate, you need to decide on a car. And when I mean decide, I mean make, model, options, and even the color and interior. You can be flexible on color because there's usually no price difference, but basically you should go do your research, test drive it, and wherever you test drive it, just don't leave any information about who you are with the dealer. Okay, so once you've picked the exact car you want, you're going to do all the negotiation on email. Okay, so this is the kind of the efficient method, according to this poster. So you're going to deal with the internet sales department, as it says here. And it's for two simple reasons, because if you were in a physical showroom, you couldn't basically negotiate with multiple dealers simultaneously. And also, they're always slow to respond to get approval from the manager for a price request. And basically, in person, they're trying to just tire you out. So that's why it's easier to do it over the internet, where you can just wait for an email response. Okay, so what is the process? So basically, you search dealer inventories online for the exact car you're looking for, and they usually give you a VIN number, and you can usually find the same car at 4 or 5 different dealerships. I actually just tried this. I did not find the exact car at a nearby dealership. I was looking at Honda dealerships, but you can try it. What I did instead is just found the exact same model and kind of spec car. So you basically find the similar cars in inventory at dealerships near you, and it looks like it's asking to do 4 to 5 different ones, and you basically ask for price requests from those five different dealerships through an online questionnaire. And it says specifically, do not put down a phone number because they're going to try to call you. Okay, so if you have to, just put a fake one. And the only contact information you should leave is an email address. No residential or mailing addresses either. So you basically want to force them to only communicate with you via email. Okay, so that's kind of the idea here. You should get an initial contact. So now we're on to step two. So you should get an initial contact from someone within 24 hours via email, once the phone line doesn't work, which is the first thing they'll try. So make sure that you don't give them a viable option for the phone. Make it clear that you will only negotiate over email and are soliciting multiple dealers for the best price. And you want the quote to be the out of the door price, which means that it will include all the taxes and fees. Okay, so you need to be very clear about what you're asking for. You need a quote on the out of the door price. And so you will give them your zip code because they need to calculate the tax based on where you live. And then also do not engage in any discussion about financing or if you have a trade-in. Okay, so tell them specifically you only are negotiating on the price of the car, and that you won't discuss financing or trade-in until after you have the best price on the car that you want. And then don't let them lure you into a phone call, or have them lure you into coming in to talk. Okay, so they're going to try to get you to talk to them either face to face or over the phone. So just you know, politely say no. Okay, so after you get your initial price from all five of these dealers, you must insist again that this is the out of the door price because they're going to try to do a bait and switch where they give you a price and they add stuff on later. So just confirm that these are the out of the door prices. Okay, so now you have five different offers. And so you take the lowest offer, okay? And let's assume that it was from dealer number five. Okay, so you take that dealer number five offer, and you go then to dealer number two, and you say, "Hey, can you beat this offer?" So they will either beat it or they won't. If they don't beat it, then you can take it to the next dealer. If they do beat it, you can take that lowest offer and then give it to the next dealer on your list. And you can basically just keep doing this and until you get a sense that none of the dealers are going to budge. Okay, so then you kind of have your lowest range of options. And here, according to this post, you can insist that they need to beat the lowest offer by at least a certain dollar amount. In this case, he says $300, but you can make that whatever you want. And again, you can use True Cars or some other source online to see kind of what the best price people are getting in the market. Okay, so then you keep doing this. Eventually, you'll kind of get the sense that none of the dealers are going any lower. And then when you have this best offer, you go into the dealer that gave it to you and you basically insist that they honor that deal. Do not let them talk you into basically saying, "Oh, the car is gone now," or "Oh, I can't give you that price anymore." Whatever it is, you should insist and be willing to walk away if they do not meet your price that you have already pre-negotiated. Okay, and then financing. So if you cannot pay all cash, because they're going to give you basically a price for the car, and so now you can decide what you want to do about financing. You can either pay all cash if you can afford that, or what this poster is saying is that traditionally the best pathway to finance is through a national bank or credit union. So one of the major banks, they will usually have the best rates and they're not tied to any specific dealership too. So you should be able to use, like if you go to Wells Fargo, and they approve you for an auto loan, you can use the loan at any dealership that you're going to buy the car at. They'll give you a check basically that you can give to any dealer. Sometimes, though, I've seen that the finance from the manufacturer will give you really special financing options. So, like 0% financing. So, this is typically for people with really excellent credit. But, I wouldn't say that this rule is ironclad. Sometimes the dealer may be able to give you better financing than a bank. So, be open-minded about that. It says trade in. You will never get the best deal from the dealer for trade in. So if you have an existing car that you're getting rid of to make room for this new car, you should either sell it to a private party or to a company like Auto Direct. And so yeah, that's kind of the story with trade in. It also says refuse all markup services like a low jack or extended warranty. These are all ripoffs that usually some people cave into when they are tired after sitting in a showroom all day. None of them are a good deal. Again, I would not be so categorical. Some people do like the extended warranty because it gives them kind of peace of mind. So I would not necessarily agree with being so categorical. I would agree that a lot of the things are marked up quite a bit and you can get them on your own after you've bought the car. But, listen with the open mind and think for yourself. I think that's kind of a good philosophy in general. Okay, and here's some good general pieces of advice. So be realistic on how much of a discount you can get. And again, TrueCar or other websites can give you a sense of, what you can expect in terms of the lower bound on the price. Even with this strategy, there are certain factors that are out of your control. If a car is really popular and selling like hotcakes, this strategy will only bring the price down a little bit. Certain manufacturers will have rebates on certain cars, which will bring down the price. Your best deals are usually in August through October. So this is a good piece of advice. because the dealers are bringing in the next year's model, and dealers want to get rid of the prior year stock, especially if the design is being changed. So this is a pretty pro tip kind of advice here. Okay, and I think this is another good one. So car negotiating is not about making friends. You do not have to please the salesperson by kind of caving to them or playing along with them. There's a less of a chance that this is happening since you're going to be dealing with people over email if you use this strategy. But the dealer sees this as a pure business transaction, and so should you. They're going to try to make a personal connection with you, so you feel bad about negotiating, but don't fall for that. When you walk in with the best deal, you are not going to get greeted with roses since you bought the car for the bare minimum that they would sell it. So they're not going to be quite happy with you because you've pre-negotiated if you use this technique. And so don't expect, them to be so happy to see you. They're just kind of doing a transaction with you, and that's okay. You're not here to make friends. So let's just quickly look. I just went to a couple of dealerships around town to kind of see how this would work. So this is a Honda Accord Sport from Capital City Honda, and from Meta Honda. This is a very similar car here. So I would basically try to negotiate on these two. So let's see how we would do this. Okay, so once you have the car that you want to negotiate on, so you see the VIN numbers here. I would just highlight this, and then there's no link here. I couldn't find any link on the actual listing, but if you go to contact us here, you see a message below. So um, I would just say, hey, I want the best out of the door price you can offer. So including taxes and fees for Honda Accord or 2002 Honda Accord Sport VIN number. Okay, so would be my message, and then I would put my first and last name in my email, not my phone number. I would say the preferred method of contact is email and purpose of contact is sales, and I would put my zip code. And so, I would just do this for Capital City, and then for this one, they have this VIN number. Okay, so they have a link here for requesting an email or requesting more information. So you would just say, hey, wanted to get your best out of the door price on this vehicle. I am comparison shopping with a few dealers around town. Okay, so again, first, last name, email, not your phone number, zip code, and you'd say preferred contact is email. And you would just do this with three other dealers for this 2002 Honda Accord Sport front wheel drive, which is the same as this. It looks like it's the same trim package and everything. You just confirm that and, start this process. And then once you have the price, you would take the lowest of the five and kind of pit them against each other essentially. And so you can see call for price. They're not even giving you a price here, interestingly. So they're just kind of giving you the model number and stuff, and it looks like it's the same one as this are similar enough. And again, I'm just doing this for illustrative purposes. You want to confirm that the vehicles that you're looking at are similar. And in the blog post, you wrote that they will often list the same vehicle on multiple dealer websites in the same area. I didn't see that for these two, but that may be true, and that may be the way that you negotiate. use the same VIN number if it's listed on multiple dealer websites. And yeah, so hopefully this is helpful, and hopefully, if you read down below, a lot of people have been, finding success using this tactic. So hopefully you will too.